Mr. Corey Oubre.
Thank you, Councilman Gibbs. The St. Charles Parish Department of Legal Services, as established by the Home Rule Charter, serves as the legal advisor to this council, the parish president, all departments, all agencies, all offices for the parish. As outlined in the Home Rule Charter, there are two primary duties. There's an enumerated list of duties there, but the main two are to prosecute and defend all suits for the parish. But more importantly, I think it's, as far as this year has been with COVID, is to provide necessary personnel with the consent and direction of the parish president to accomplish the purposes of this parish. That has been really a great working relationship with the different departments, with the council, to overcome these very difficult and challenging times this year. For this year alone to date, for 2020 to date, the Department of Legal Services has opened up 122 files. 64, the primary number of these files deal with planning and zoning and code enforcement matters. The additional matters consist of contract issues, expropriation suits, tort litigation such as premise liability, and automobile litigation for our parish. During the same period, the parish attorney, the assistant parish attorney, Mr. Raymond, as well as our staff, have attended all council meetings and committee meetings, along with 191 meetings with various staff members and others. Just this year alone, even with COVID, either myself or Mr. Raymond have been to court over 30 times, sometimes together, sometimes separate for the parish. Based on these numbers, as you can imagine, considerable time is spent by our staff in preparing for these meetings, preparing for litigation, preparing for court. It's actually an eye-opener. I don't think many people realize till they're involved in government how this is a countless endeavor 7 days a week. It really is something that the entire staff works at all hours of the night sometimes to make sure that to be prepared for a Monday for court. In addition to that, it's amazing the unplanned meetings that we attend. The questions to come in and help assist a certain department to make sure zoning questions are answered, to make sure public works questions are answered. This year alone has been unprecedented for the legal department. I can only imagine, even in talking to Mr. Raymond, regarding handling COVID matters. Just helping the council as well as the parish president write proclamations, emergency declarations, has been challenging, even during the hurricane times, which has been unprecedented for this year. In addition, this year, effective, I guess probably about February, March, the St. Charles Parish Risk Management Office was transferred from finance under the oversight of the legal department. The legal department has always worked very closely with risk management, and I think this was just something that was inevitable at some point. We not only, what we've begun now is attending weekly or bi-weekly meetings with risk management personnel to ensure that different little things with the parish are being accomplished, whether trees need to be demolished or removed, whether public works needs to address signage. We've been doing that on a routine basis and following up with those requests. In 2020, probably one of the biggest priorities has been working very closely with GIS and with Public Works on confirming our existing drainage servitudes, which I know a lot of council members have had questions about. Not only confirming what servitudes are historic, what do we have by that have been filed in the courthouse, but also addressing what new servitudes we need and how we're going to accomplish acquiring those servitudes, whether it be to argue that they're historic or make other means to acquire those servitudes. At this time, I want to thank, it's actually very wholeheartedly, I want to thank my staff, which includes Mr. Raymond, who works tirelessly with me and our staff to accomplish these goals, Ms. Dawn Higgin, Ms. Sarah Rainey, as far as risk management, Ms. Monique Grenier, Kevin Bird, Roger Rankin, and Linda Dugas. These personnel work around the clock. To a lot of times, people don't see the emails at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning to make sure that we're following up the next day and the next week to accomplish these goals. I would also like to thank the St. Charles Parish Council. Y'all have worked very closely this year with the legal department in addressing some of these needs. It's been an open communication. I encourage a continual open communication with the council. Everyone has our cell phone numbers, emails. I think that's been an ongoing process, and it's been an open dialogue when there's questions needed by the council. I'm very optimistic for what's in the future, for the rest of this year and into next year. Our department, under the leadership of this council and the parish president, I think are going to take new strides in our growth. As our parish grows, It's unfortunate in the legal world, but legal needs grow. So as we know, with ongoing development, ongoing subdivisions, the population increasing, our legal department has increased. You can just see by the numbers of the people I've listed and our personnel that it's only going to get a little bit bigger as the years go on. We want to make sure that we're growing at the right rate to address the needs at the best resources available for the taxpayers. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. Mr. Raymond is also available. If there's any questions for Mr. Raymond to answer as well.
Any question from the council? Seeing none. Counselor, I appreciate your availability, too. We've always been able to contact one another anytime we needed each other. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay.